This must have been a mistake. I pressed a trembling hand to my cheek, but my voice cracked on the last word. A mistake? Min Tae-woo repeated it, calm and cold like someone chewing ice. And I just stood there, watching him lift his hand for the third time, blankly. In the mirror beneath the fluorescent lights, his twisted smile grew sharper, his eyes darker, crueler. Or maybe he'd always been like this, ruthless, unfeeling. The kind of person who didn't even register someone else's pain. I'm a recessive Omega. The words barely made it out more breath than voice. A recessive Omega threatening a dominant alpha idol was as impossible as dust covering the sun. In this industry, biology was law. Dominant alphas sat at the top. Recessive Omegas crawled at the bottom. That was the rule. Unbreakable. My mind raced, scrambling for explanations, but every path slammed into the same wall. At today's year-end awards, I'd crossed paths with hundreds of people. A stylist in the waiting room who tossed my outfit at me like I wasn't even human. A producer in the hallway who didn't remember my name. Other rookie nominees who didn't bother turning their heads when I passed. And Min Tae-woo right here in this bathroom. The nation's center, the face Korea chose. A perfect dominant alpha. 3 years in a row grand prize winner. Leader of Royal. And whatever that was had happened 10 minutes ago. For 10 minutes, I'd leaned against the cold marble wall, forcing myself to breathe, swallowing sobs. It wasn't humiliation anymore. It was fear. My heart was sprinting. My fingertips were numb. My lips were dry. My throat burned. But I couldn't make a sound. Because if anyone heard, if anyone found out, I wouldn't survive in this industry. For 10 minutes, I replayed Tae-woo's warning like a blade against my skin. An Omega who doesn't even smell who do you think you are crawling around here? You're ruining the mood at our awards. All mockery, all contempt. And I couldn't say a single word back. I couldn't. Because I didn't have the right. I was recessive. For 10 minutes, I just gripped my phone inside my pocket. Should I call Kang Jihyeok? No, I can't. He's probably in an important meeting. I can't let him be distracted because of me. And I thought, how much longer can I keep enduring this? Instinctively, my hand went to the back of my neck. There was something there, a faint trace of a mark, perfectly concealed beneath a suppressant patch and special makeup. A secret no one knew. In the mirror, the red bruise across my cheek looked violent in its clarity. Fingerprints, swelling, heat. Han Seojin. Tae-woo said my name like it was garbage. The bathroom tiles were cold and hard. The fluorescent lights buzzed. The ventilation fans spun uselessly. Somewhere, water dripped. Drip, drip, drip. Like someone counting down time. Tae-woo stepped closer. His dress shoes echoed. I stepped back until my spine hit the wall. Nowhere left to go. Isn't it funny? He tilted his head, eyes sharp. A recessive like you making it onto the Rookie Award nominee list? His words sliced the air clean, cruel. Your group, Luminous, couldn't even enter the top 100. 5 years since debut. 20,000 albums sold. 500,000 streams. 3,000 fan cafe members. Numbers flashed through my head, cold proof of reality. So how did I make it as a nominee? I wondered the same thing. Honestly, Tae-woo came closer, and now I could feel it. His pheromones. Dominant alpha pheromones, strong, overwhelming, impossible to ignore. Pine. No, more like burnt pine. Smoke, tar, something aggressive underneath. My body reacted before I could stop it. A recessive Omega body was built to submit to a dominant alpha. My knees trembled. Heat flared at the back of my neck. My breathing turned shallow. But I clenched my jaw. I lifted my head. I looked him straight in the eyes. You got sponsored, didn't you? He whispered it, lips twisting. Not a smile, a sneer. By who? Some old producer? My hands shook. My nails dug into my palm-sharp pain that kept me grounded. No, my voice trembled. But I said it clearly. Liar. Tae-woo scoffed. Then, without warning, his hand shot up. Fast, a slap landed with a crack. Smack. The world flashed white. A ringing filled my ears. My cheek burned. Metal flooded my mouth blood like I'd bitten my tongue. My head snapped to the side. In the mirror, I saw myself. Pale face, swollen cheek, eyes shaking. And I understood. Ah, this is the end. This is as far as I go. I can't endure anymore. But then, the sound of a door opening. Slow, quiet, yet somehow dominating the entire space. What's going on here? A voice. Cold. Low. Controlled. I blinked. Tears blurred my vision, but I saw him. A silhouette standing against the hallway light. A perfectly tailored black suit. Broad shoulders. Long legs. And the moment he stepped inside, the entire bathroom froze. Pheromones. Cool winter forest. The bite of dawn snow. The stillness of fir trees under a white sky. And beneath it, an instinct of command so absolute it made my blood go still. This wasn't on the same level as Taewoo's. Comparing them would be an insult. This was predator pheromone. A top predator. Taewoo's face drained of color. His lips trembled. His arm fell limp, like strength had left his body entirely. Kang Jihyeok, sir. His name hung in the air. Kang Jihyeok, CEO of KH Entertainment Korea's largest agency. The industry's absolute power. And my husband.
Please don't forget to subscribe. All stories shared on this channel are original works of fiction, created and written by me.
The practice room mirror reflected me without mercy. Sweat-soaked hair stuck to my forehead. My face was flushed. My breath tore out of my chest. My knees trembled. My legs threatened to give out. But I couldn't stop. I wasn't allowed to stop. The music started again. A hard beat filled the room. I closed my eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step. Lift. Turn. Jump. Land. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seojin, go buy coffee. Team leader Do-hyun's voice cut through the music. I froze. Turned the music off. Looked back. Do-hyun was sitting in the corner with the others, Junho, Min-sung, Jae-hyun. They were drinking water. Resting. Comfortable. Right now? I asked carefully. My voice was small. Shaky. Do-hyun didn't even look up from his phone. Yeah. Now. We're all thirsty. The clock read 2:17 a.m. 10 minutes to the convenience store. 20 minutes round trip. With the line at least 30 minutes. I'd been practicing alone for 5 hours. The others had finished 3 hours ago. But I stayed, even if my parts were few, even if I wasn't good enough. I had to practice more. That was my place. How many? 5. Still staring at his screen, the phone light bleaching his face. Oh, and don't get one for yourself. He said it like it was nothing. You don't have any parts anyway. It felt like a knife went straight through my chest. Sharp. Deep? But I said nothing. I couldn't. I just nodded. Slowly, like a machine. I grabbed my bag and left. The door shut with a heavy thud. The hallway was empty. Cold, fluorescent light sat on everything like frost. Gray walls. Linoleum floor. Every step squeaked. I leaned against the wall and tried to breathe. My heart ran wild. My breath climbed up my throat. But I swallowed it down. Covered my mouth. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. This was the reality of a 5-year idol. Luminous. A 5-member boy group. At debut, we'd had some attention. Our title track entered the top 50. We became a #1 candidate on a music show. 200 people came to our fan sign. But after the first album failed, we started disappearing. Second album out of top 100. Third album didn't chart at all. Fourth album never even released. And me, even within the group, I was the most invisible. A recessive omega. No scent. Weak pheromones. Low physical performance. To alphas, I was unattractive. To betas, useless. To other omegas, embarrassing. I walked down the stairs step by step. My knees creaked. From overtraining. Or maybe because I'd always been weak. The lobby came into view empty because it was night. And then, Seojin? I looked up. A man stepped out of the elevator. A black coat over broad shoulders. Hair neatly slicked back. Sharp eyes that seemed to pierce through me. And then, that pheromone filled the lobby. Winter forest. Kang Jihyeok. My head lowered instinctively. Heat rose at the back of my neck. An omega instinct submission, obedience, worship. Sir? I whispered, voice shaking. He walked toward me. His shoes clicked on marble. Click, click, click. And stopped right in front of me. Alone? His voice was low, cold. But there was something else underneath, something like concern. Yes, I was going to buy coffee. At this hour? A faint irritation edged his tone. I checked my watch. 2:25 a.m. Practice ran long. I kept my head down. I couldn't look at him. In this world, if an omega looked an alpha in the eyes, it was either challenge or temptation. Both were dangerous. Isn't practice what your members do? His words cut cleanly through the air. I couldn't answer. He stepped closer. Now I could see the tip of his shoes. Polished black leather. Expensive. Of course. He was rich beyond imagination. They made you run errands again? He asked. I shook my head. A lie. But I couldn't tell the truth. No, liar. His hand lifted my chin, gentle yet impossible to resist. I met his eyes, dark like obsidian, and inside them I saw myself small, thin, exhausted. Seojin, he said my name. Not formal, not distant. Familiar. My breath caught. Come home. I still have. It's over. His voice hardened. When I say it's over, it's over. He grabbed my wrist. His hand was warm, big, solid, safe. He pulled me into the elevator. I didn't resist. I couldn't. But more than that, I didn't want to. The doors closed. Just us. Mirrors on every side, repeating us infinitely. Alpha and Omega. Predator and prey. Did you take your suppressant today? He asked, eyes on the floor indicator. Yes. What time? 8 a.m. And what time is it now? It's been more than 12 hours. His voice dropped lower, dangerously low. I rested my forehead against his chest. I couldn't avoid it. His pheromones wrapped around me soft, complete. I'm sorry. My voice was tiny. He let out a long breath, then gently ran his fingers through my hair. Are you trying to trigger an early heat? I still have 3 weeks. 3 weeks? His voice sharpened. You forgot the last time it came 2 weeks early? I went silent. Of course I remembered. That day in the practice room when fever hit me like fire, when even fabric touching my skin felt like pain. I'd hidden in the bathroom stall, trembling 30 minutes, an hour, 2, and he came. I never knew how he knew, but he came. He carried me out, put me in his car, brought me home, and took care of me for 3 days. The elevator reached the underground parking lot. The doors opened. Cold air rushed in concrete, oil, night. He led me to his car, a black Bentley, shining. Even the plate was special, 001. I climbed into the passenger seat. Leather hugged my body soft and warm. He started the engine. Even the sound was quiet, expensive. Are you hungry? He asked, eyes on the road. No, liar. What did you eat for lunch? We left the parking lot. The night guard bowed. Kang Jihyeok nodded once. Kimbap. And dinner? I couldn't answer. I stared out the window. Seoul's nightlights glittered beautiful, untouchable. A world behind glass. His jaw tightened. I saw it from the side. The city lights traced his profile's sharp jawline, straight nose, thin lips that pressed tight. You didn't eat. It wasn't a question, because there wasn't time. Seojin, his voice cut in. I'm about to get angry, so stop talking. I shut my mouth. The car moved silently through the city. Red light, green light. People crossing. Taxis passing. Buses stopping. The world kept turning. As if I didn't exist. 15 minutes later, we arrived at the penthouse in Hanam-dong. His home. No, our home. Top floor. Private elevator. Private parking. A living room with a view that swallowed the city. The first time I came here, I couldn't breathe. Too wide. Too high. Too perfect. The door opened. Warm air wrapped around my face. A soft diffuser scent, lavender and vanilla. Calm. Safe. Shower and come out. He said, already taking off his coat, rolling up his sleeves, I'll make you something to eat. I can do it. Seojin, a warning in his tone. Okay. I walked to the bedroom, down the hallway lined with expensive modern art. In the closet, my clothes were arranged neatly on one side. Comfortable things. Hoodies, sweatpants, soft shirts, all things he'd bought for me. I took one set, went into the bathroom and faced the mirror. Thin. Too thin. Ribs visible. Collarbones sharp. Bruises on my arms and legs, blue, yellow, green. From practice. From falling. And sometimes, from accidents that weren't accidents. Then, my neck. Slowly, my hand rose to the mark. A silver pattern complex and beautiful. Like a snowflake. No, like an ice crystal. Proof of his pheromones. Proof that he chose me. That we bonded. But no one knew. Not the company. Not the members. Not the fans. Not the manager. Not the stylists. No one. 6 months ago, Kang Jihyeok and I bonded in secret. We still hadn't filed official marriage paperwork. Later, we said, when the time was right. Because the reason was simple. I was a nobody idol. A recessive Omega. A washed-out group that didn't even chart. And Kang Jihyeok was the most powerful man in the industry. CEO of the biggest agency. A chaebol heir. A top-tier dominant alpha. If people found out, The outcome was obvious. I'd be branded as a sponsored Omega. Dirty, used her body to succeed. A chaebol's pet. My SNS would drown in hate, and I probably wouldn't survive it. And Kang Jihyeok would be attacked too. A rich predator exploiting the weak. Stock price falling. Board pressure. Damage. And he would suffer because of me. So we hid, and I lied. Every day. To the members, I live alone. Small studio. To the manager, weekend, I just rested at home. To fans, my ideal type? I don't know. I'm not dating. Lie, lie, lie. Every hour. Every minute. Every second. I turned on the shower. Hot water soaked my body. Muscles loosened. Tension melted. Tears fell. But the water swallowed everything. It was the only time I was allowed to cry. Silently. Shoulders shaking. Throat tight. No sound. Because he couldn't hear. He couldn't worry. He already carried too much because of me. 10 minutes later, I finished, dried off, dressed. Soft gray hoodie. Black sweatpants. I roughly dried my hair. My eyes were swollen red. Eye drops helped a little. When I stepped into the living room, food was already on the table. Soybean paste stew. Spicy pork stir-fry. Spinach side dish. Rolled omelet. Rice. Kimchi. Everything I liked. He was waiting. Sit. I sat across from him. The table was huge, marble, cold, but the steam rising from the food was warm. He placed a bowl of rice in front of me, heaped too high. That's too much. Eat it. I can't eat that much. Eat? He leaned in slightly. Or do you want me to feed you? It wasn't a joke. I shook my head. I'll eat by myself. Good. We ate in silence. Only the small clink of utensils. I ate slowly. I was starving, actually. I hadn't eaten since lunch, but my stomach had shrunk. Half a bowl in, I already felt full. More, he said, watching me. I'm full. Liar. You didn't even eat half. I mean it. My digestion hasn't been good lately. Another lie. My digestion was fine. I just didn't have space in life to eat. Practice. Errands. Surviving. He stared at me for a long moment, then sighed. Okay. If you get hungry later, tell me. I'll cut fruit for you. Thank you. For what? It's obvious. He stood and started washing dishes. I went to the sofa, sank into the cushions. It was too comfortable. My eyelids got heavy. I turned on the TV. As the year-end awards approach, competition among agencies is fierce, especially the rookie category. Groups flashed across the screen. Young, bright faces smiling for the camera. Then, Min Tae-woo. Close up, Royals center Min Tae-woo is expected to take 3 trophies tonight. Perfect. Everything about him. I turned the TV off. Why'd you turn it off? Kang Jihyeok asked, walking over, drying his hands. Just because. He sat beside me, pulled me into his arms. His heartbeat was steady. Seojin. Yes. You were nominated for Rookie of the Year. It's just a formality. I won't win. Why? The chart numbers are bad. And I'm recessive. There was an unspoken rule. Recessives don't win, no matter how hard they work, because they're not perfect. That was the rule. What does that have to do with anything? His voice held anger cold and sharp. It matters. In this industry, everyone knows. They think recessive Omegas aren't popular. They say our product value is lower, I said. His arm tightened around me. So tight I almost lost breath, but I didn't speak. That pressure felt like proof I was alive. Who said that? Everyone. Who is everyone? Producers, stylists, the members. The members? His voice dropped low, dangerously low. I shut my mouth. I shouldn't have said that. But he didn't let it go. What did they say? Nothing. Seojin. If you lie, I'll get angry. I exhaled. I couldn't hide anything from him. He always knew. My lies. My pain. Sometimes I feel like they ignore me. My parts are the fewest. In photo shoots, I'm always in the back. At fan signs, hardly anyone stands in front of me. At practice, no one listens to me. They teach me last. I eat alone. My voice broke. I stopped. Tears rose, but I didn't let them fall. I clenched my jaw. He pulled me in, enveloped me completely. Winter forest pheromones. Warm. Safe. I'm sorry. He whispered. Why? Because I didn't protect you. No, it's not your fault. It is. I told you we should hide. I promised I'd protect you, that no one could touch you. And still you're fighting alone. His voice cracked. I looked up. His eyes were red. I'd never seen him cry. He was always strong. Always perfect. But right now, he looked like he might break. I'm okay. I really am. You're not. You cry every day, he said. I don't? You cry in the shower. I hear it. Even under the water, he said. I couldn't speak. He lifted my face in both hands, kissed my forehead slowly. Hold on a little longer. After the awards, we'll go public, he said. No. Why not? People will attack you, I said. I don't care. I do. I grabbed his hands with both of mine tight. I'm okay. Really, he said. Just give me more time. If I become more famous, then we'll tell them. Then people will understand. They'll think, oh, he succeeded through skill, not sponsorship. Kang Jihyeok stared at me for a long moment. His eyes wavered. He was thinking. Then slowly, he nodded. Okay, we'll do it your way. Thank you. But, yes? On awards day. I'll be a presenter? What? Rookie award presenter. I'll do it. I stared at him. He smiled soft. Why? Because I want to see you on that stage. Even if you don't win, I want to see you stand there. With my own eyes, I smiled. For the first time that day, and he smiled too. His fingers brushed my cheek gentle. All right, sleep now. You have practice tomorrow. Yes, we went to bed. He held me. His pheromones covered me. Safe, warm, the only place I could breathe. I closed my eyes and thought, just a little more, just a little more. Once the awards are over, everything will get better. I believed that. The air in the waiting room was heavy and suffocating. The fluorescent lights sat coldly overhead. The walls were gray. The linoleum floor was old, peeled in places. Dust had collected in the corners. It didn't look like anyone cleaned properly. Of course not. This was the waiting room used by rookie groups, a space for people who didn't matter. I was sitting in the corner on a hard folding chair. The backrest creaked. The cushion was torn, foam sticking out. Sitting on it made my hips ache, but I didn't move. If I moved, it felt like someone might notice me. Winter sunlight came in through the window, weak and cold. Dust motes danced in that light slowly, without purpose, like me. The second hand on the wall clock moved. The steady sound filled the room. 2:15 p.m. 3 hours and 45 minutes until the award show started. Outfits hung on the rack. 4 black suits, glossy high-end fabric, gold buttons, a brand logo stitched into the lining, designer pieces, and 1 white shirt, wrinkled, hung carelessly on a hanger. The fabric was thin, almost transparent. Cheap. Seojin. Stylist Sujin's voice was sharp and fast. She stood on the other side of the room, scrolling on her tablet. She didn't even look at me. Wear that white shirt. It's yours. My voice wouldn't come out. My throat felt blocked. I only nodded. Slowly. Why am I the only one in a different color? I forced the question out carefully. Sujin looked at me for the first time. One eyebrow lifted annoyance. To add a point, you know this. You're not the center, but you still need something that stands out. Right? It wasn't a point. It was separation. The team in black, and me alone in white so I'd look out of place on stage. Like a declaration this person isn't one of us. I knew it. But I didn't say it. I bit my lip. I tasted metal. You brought your suppressants, right? Sujin asked, lowering the tablet and crossing her arms. Yes. In your bag? Yes. Show me. It was an order, not a request. I picked up my bag, an old black backpack. The zipper was broken, so it didn't close all the way. I pulled out a pouch. A small, ordinary makeup pouch. I unzipped it. Inside was a silver pill case, a small cylinder with a twist lid. Capsules were lined up inside blue and white, mixed glinting under the light. That's fine. Good. Sujin nodded, satisfied. Omegas are a problem without suppressants. Especially recessives, you have to be extra careful. If you can't control your pheromones, it's a nuisance. Stimulating alphas and all that? That would be a disaster. You know, her tone pretended to be kind, but contempt hid underneath it like a thin veil, almost transparent. I saw it. I always saw it. I put the pill case back in the pouch, zipped it, and placed it in my bag. I looked at the clock. Time moved too slowly, like it was crawling through syrup. The waiting room door burst open. The members came in Doyeon, Junho, Minsung, Jaehyun. They were laughing, loud, still talking as they walked in from the hallway. Hey, that was insane. Juno shouted, his face flushed with excitement. Crystal were seriously so pretty, especially their center. Agreed. I'm getting her number later. Minsong snickered. They were with other people, 3 members of the girl group Cristal. They were laughing too. Their hair was perfectly styled, makeup dazzling. They wore glittering dresses. Do-yeon looked at me. His smile disappeared. His face hardened. Seojin. He said my name coldly. I lifted my head and met his eyes. Eyes with no emotion, like he was looking at an object. Go buy some coffee. 4 iced Americanos. My heart dropped again. Another errand. Now? My voice was small. It trembled. Yeah, now. We're thirsty. We need it before the show. Hurry! I glanced at the clock. 20 minutes round trip to the convenience store. With a line 30. Rehearsal prep time would be tight. How many? 4. Iced Americano. Extra shot. Do-yeon spoke while pulling out his phone, not even looking at me. What about me? The words slipped out instinctively. Do-yeon lifted his head. His eyebrows rose, like, how dare you? You don't need any. You barely have lines anyway. You won't even be using your voice. The room went quiet. Crystal's members looked over, curious. Junho, Minseong, and Jaehyun turned away, pretending not to see. I grabbed my bag and stood. The chair creaked. Leave your bag, Do-yeon said, still staring at his phone. But my medication, you can take it later. The show is only 3 hours, and you took it this morning, didn't you? You'll be fine, he said. Suppressants had to be taken every 12 hours. I'd taken them at 8 a.m. I had to take them again at 8 p.m. It was 2 p.m., 6 hours left. I should be okay. Probably. Aren't you going? Do-yeon's voice sharpened. I set my bag back on the chair, slowly. The pouch with the silver pill case was inside. The zipper was half open. I'll go. I opened the door and closed it behind me. Thud. The heavy sound echoed down the hallway. The hallway was chaos. People ran in every direction. Staff shouted, 5 minutes, outfit check, touch up. Carts rolled by, wheels squealing. I pushed through the crowd. No one looked at me. I was invisible, like a ghost. I got into the elevator and pressed the button. First floor. The doors closed. Mirrors covered the elevator walls. I looked at myself. My face was pale. Dark circles were deep under my eyes. My cheeks were hollow. My lips were dry. My hair looked lifeless. My clothes hung loose. I'd lost weight. The elevator descended. 3rd floor, 2nd, 1st. The doors opened. The lobby was packed. Reporters stood with cameras. Flashes went off. Idols walked the red carpet smiling, waving, posing. Cheers erupted. I slipped out through a side door. No one noticed. Outside was cold. The winter wind slapped my face, sharp enough to sting. My eyes watered. I shoved my hands into my pockets and walked. The convenience store was 2 blocks away. A small shop. An old sign. The automatic door opened, ding. I went to the fridge. The coffee section. I grabbed iced Americanos 1, 2, 3, 4, cold. My hands went numb. I went to the counter. A young part-timer sat there, staring at their phone, not looking up. 10,001. A mechanical voice. I pulled out my card and swiped. Beep. A receipt printed. I left with the coffees. 4 of them. Heavy. The plastic handles dug into my fingers. It hurt. I walked back. The wind grew stronger. My hair whipped across my face. Tears came just from the wind. I rode the elevator and pressed the 3rd floor button. It rose. The doors opened. And then I collided with someone. The coffee spilled. Cold liquid soaked my shirt. The white fabric turned brown. Ice cubes hit the floor, clinking as they scattered. Coffee ran onto the tops of my feet, cold, seeping into my shoes. What the hell? Watch where you're going. A low voice, irritated. I looked up. Min-tae-woo. He stood there in a perfectly pressed black suit. His hair was slicked down with gel, flawless. Skin smooth. Makeup done, eyeliner sharpening his eyes, lip tint making his mouth gleam. Behind him stood his members, 4 of them from the group royal. All immaculate, radiant, literally shining. I'm sorry. I bowed automatically. A full 90 degrees, apologizing, even though it wasn't my fault. Even though he'd bumped into me first. Min-tae-woo stared at my face, narrowing his eyes like he was trying to remember something. Then his lips curled upward, slowly. Cruelly. He pointed at me. You're Luminous's youngest, right? My heart plunged. He knew me. How? Why? Yes. My voice barely came out. What was your name again? Han Seojin. Ah, right. He clapped loudly. People nearby turned to look. A recessive Omega. The one who doesn't even have a scent. Someone snickered. Then more laughter as members, staff passing by, voices surrounding me from every direction, circling me. My face burned. Shame rose up my throat. I could feel my ears turning red. I thought you'd smell at least a little, but you really don't. Min Tae-woo stepped closer, leaning in toward my neck. He inhaled sniff like a dog, like an animal. I stepped back instinctively. My back hit the wall. Nowhere left to go. Why are you backing away? Scared? He smiled with his whole face, but his eyes didn't smile. They were cold. I'm sorry, I need to go. Wait. His hand grabbed my arm hard. Pain shot through me. His fingers dug into my skin like they wanted to leave bruises. You're a Rookie Award nominee today, right? My breath caught. How did he know? Why was he interested in me at all? Yes, that's hilarious. He scoffed, twisting his lips. How does someone like you even get nominated? Did you see your chart position? You didn't even make the top 100. The hallway got quieter. Everyone listened. Everyone watched. No one stopped him. Album sales? 20,000? Streaming? 500,000? He recited the numbers precisely, like he'd memorized them. And you're nominated for Rookie of the Year? Does that make sense? We sold 3 million. 500 million streams. And you're in the same category as us? His voice got louder, anger mixing into it. Real anger, not an act. Who backed you? He leaned in and whispered near my face. I could feel his breath. It smelled like mint, like he'd been chewing gum. No one backed me. I said, liar. It's true. Then explain it. Explain this ridiculous situation. He said, I couldn't. Because I wondered too how we ended up nominated. Even our company was shocked. The manager had said, it's a miracle. You got sponsored. Min Tae-woo declared it like a verdict. By who? A PD? A producer? Or... His eyes dropped to the back of my neck. He stared, drilling into it. You've been marked, haven't you? My heart stopped. My breath stopped. The world stopped. No, liar. I can see it under your makeup. It's faint, but it's there. His finger moved toward my nape. I covered it instinctively, desperately with my hand. Whose is it? Which alpha? It's personal. Personal? He laughed out loud, pure mockery. An Omega idol getting marked, how is that personal? Fans have a right to know. Who owns you? He said. Owns. The word sliced through me like a blade. No one owns me. I said, yeah? Then what is that mark? Decoration? People started whispering. Phones came out. Cameras turned on. They started filming me this moment, this humiliation. You don't have to say it. I already know. A recessive like you can't get here with talent. So you got here with your body? You lured some alpha, right? He said. No. My voice exploded out of me loud for the first time. The hallway fell silent. I may be recessive, but I'm a person. I trained for 5 years, every day. I still train now. I got here with my own skill. Min Tae-woo's expression hardened. His eyes turned cold, dangerous. How dare you talk back to me? Someone like you? He shouted. I'm not talking back. I'm telling the truth. I said. The truth? He stepped closer. Now there wasn't even 10 centimeters between us. No one believes your truth. You're just trash. A scentless recessive trash. The fluorescent lights in the hallway flickered unstable. Shadows danced on the walls, on the floor, across Min Tae-woo's face. Let's go over there. All of a sudden, Min Tae-woo grabbed my arm harder. So hard his fingers felt like they were pressing into bone. He dragged me toward the end of the corridor, toward the restroom. Let go of me. I resisted, my feet scraping along the floor. The soles of my shoes squealed against the linoleum. But it was useless. The difference in strength between an alpha and an omega was too great to overcome. Be quiet. Everyone's staring. Min Tae-woo spoke low, threat woven into his voice. The restroom door came into view. A gray door. The sign for the men's bathroom. He shoved it open, creak. The door swung wide. He pushed me inside, stepped in after me, then shut it. Click. Locked. Only the two of us remained. The bathroom was small. 3 stalls. 2 sinks. A large mirror. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. The exhaust fan spun uselessly. Somewhere water dripped. Drip, drip, drip. The tiles were cold, white, and gray, cracked in places. Mold clung to the corners. The smell of disinfectant was strong, stabbing at my nose. Min Tae-woo shoved me against the wall by the sinks. My back slammed into the cold tile. Pain bloomed, shock spreading up my spine. Now talk. He blocked the space in front of me. There was no escape route. Who's sponsoring you? I told you nobody. Liar. It's true. Then what is this? His finger moved toward the back of my neck. He touched the suppressant patch, scratching at the edge with his nail. That's a mark. It's faint, but I can see it. You covered it with makeup, huh? The patch peeled slightly. The edge curled up. Beneath it, a silver pattern flickered into view Kang Jihyeok's mark like a snowflake. Whose is it? It's personal. Personal? Min Tae-woo laughed, the sound coming from deep in his throat. If an Omega gets marked, how is that personal? You have to disclose it. Transparency. You know, an idol's duty. Alpha idols hide their marks too. Why is it only Omegas? Alphas are different. He cut me off. Alphas are the ones who choose. Omegas are the ones who get chosen. You don't even know the difference? His pheromones began to leak out slowly, deliberately. The scent of burned pine. Tar, heavy and aggressive. The air turned sticky. My body reacted, even though I didn't want it to. My knees weakened, trembling. Heat flared at the back of my neck. An Omega's instinct, an ancient biological command to submit in front of an alpha. No, no. I have to hold on. I clenched my teeth. I balled my fists. My nails dug into my palms. It hurt. But the pain kept my mind tethered. I don't even have to ask. Min Tae-woo stepped closer. Now I could see the buttons on his suit gold, gleaming. A recessive like you can't climb up with skill. You climb with your body? No. Oh, then prove it. Prove you're clean. How? Withdraw. Step down from the Rookie of the Year nomination. My heart stopped. What? If someone like you stands on that stage, it's an embarrassment to the industry. Real talent like us gets compared to someone like you? That's a joke. I trained too. For 5 years. 5 years? He scoffed. We trained for 10. 16 hours a day. And you? What did you even do? I worked hard too. Hard work isn't enough. You need talent. And you don't have any. No scent. Weak pheromones. Your visuals are average. What do you have, huh? Each word was a knife. Cutting? Deep. So withdraw. Right now. And I'll pretend today never happened. No. My voice came out small but clear. Min Tae-woo's face hardened. I'm not withdrawing. Are you talking back to me right now? I'm not talking back. I'm protecting my rights. Silence fell. 1 second. 2. 3. Then Min Tae-woo's hand rose, fast. Without warning. Smack. The world turned white. A ringing filled my ears. My eardrums throbbed. The world tilted. No, I tilted. My head snapped sideways. My neck wrenched. My cheek burned like it was on fire. The skin pulsed, throbbing in time with my heartbeat. I tasted metal in my mouth. I must have bitten my tongue. No, the inside of my lip felt split. Blood mixed with my saliva. I swallowed. Tears burst out automatically. I couldn't control them. They ran down my cheek, dripped off my chin, soaked into my shirt mixing with the coffee stains. Min Tae-woo's hand hovered in my vision, still hanging in the air. Fingers spread. His palm was red from the impact. This must have been a mistake. I pressed a trembling hand to my cheek, but my voice cracked on the last word. A mistake? Min Tae-woo repeated it. His voice was cold like chewing on ice, and I watched, dazed as he lifted his hand a third time. In the mirror under the restroom lights, his mouth twisted into a warped smile, and his eyes grew steadily more cruel. The restroom tiles were cold and hard. My back was pinned to the wall. The fluorescent lights buzzed. The fan spun uselessly. Somewhere, water dripped, drip, drip, drip at a constant interval. I'm a recessive Omega, I said, almost like a murmur. Recessives don't have much scent. Our pheromones are weak. I can't possibly be a threat to you. In the mirror, the red imprint on my cheek was brutally clear 5 distinct finger outlines. My skin had swollen. Han Seojin. Min Tae-woo said my name with contempt, like he was calling to a pile of garbage. Isn't it funny? A recessive like you being nominated for Rookie of the Year. Your group, Luminous, couldn't even break into the top 100. So how did you get nominated? He took 1 step closer. His shoes clicked against the tile. Click. I had nowhere to go. My back was already pressed to the wall. I felt his breath mint gum. But beneath it, his pheromones were predatory. Burnt pine. Tar. His hand rose again slowly this time, like he was showing off. I squeezed my eyes shut. My body curled inward. My shoulders rose up to my ears. But the second slap didn't come. Instead, I heard the bathroom door open. Kriek. Slow. quiet, but overwhelmingly heavy. What's going on? A low voice, cool, controlled, cold. Time stopped. The air froze. Even the buzzing fluorescent lights felt like they went silent. I opened my eyes. A silhouette stood there, backlit by the hallway light. A perfectly tailored black suit draped over broad shoulders. The light behind him swallowed his face, only the outline was visible. But I knew immediately. Tall. Long legs? Perfect proportions. And when he stepped into the room, the entire bathroom froze. It was his pheromones. The scent of a winter forest filled the space icy dawn air after the first snowfall. The stillness of snow-laden fir trees, and beneath it, an absolute instinct of dominance, something no one could disobey. This wasn't on the same level as Min Tae-woo's pheromones. Comparing them would be an insult. This was a predator's pheromones. The apex. The air grew heavier. Breathing became difficult, no. Min Tae-woo's breathing became difficult. His face went paper white. Color drained from his lips. His hand trembled, then dropped limply at his side. His knees shook. Kang Jihyeok, CEO of KH Entertainment, the biggest agency in Korea, a third-generation chaebol, the absolute power of the industry, and my husband. He stepped fully into the bathroom. The fluorescent light finally hit his face, sharp jawline, high nose, thin lips pressed tight. But the most overwhelming part was his eyes. Eyes like deep obsidian. In them, cold fury burned an icy flame. I'll ask again. Kang Jihyeok spoke, walking toward Min Tae-woo one step at a time. What's going on? His shoes struck the tile. Click, click, click. Even spacing. Slow rhythm. But every sound felt like a judge's gavel. It's nothing. We were just talking. Min Tae-woo stammered, stepping back until his back bumped the sink. Talking? Kang Jihyeok's gaze shifted to me. His eyes stopped on my cheek on the swollen red imprint shaped like a hand. His jaw tightened. His teeth ground. A vein stood out in his neck. His fist clenched until the knuckles turned white. Is slapping someone in the face a trend now while you talk? His voice dropped lower. Dangerous. Like the stillness before a storm. It was a mistake. I'm truly sorry. A mistake? Kang Jihyeok let out a short, humorless scoff. You slap someone by accident? How? See, CEO, it's a misunderstanding. This Omega started... This Omega? Kang Jihyeok's pheromones exploded in an instant. A winter storm. A blizzard. A frozen forest. An overwhelming scent of dominance. Min Tae-woo's knees buckled. He caught himself with one hand on the floor, gasping. Sweat ran down his face. He was an alpha. A dominant alpha. And even he was forced down in front of a stronger alpha. Watch your mouth. Kang Jihyeok said coldly. Don't ever call him that again. He stood over Min Tae-woo, looking down. Min Tae-woo lifted trembling eyes to him. What did you say Han Seojin was? I'm sorry. I meant Han Seojin. Han Seojin is what? Min Tae-woo couldn't answer. His mouth opened and closed, but no sound came out. Kang Jihyeok walked past him and came to me. He stopped in front of me and reached out gently. Are you okay? His voice changed completely. The coldness disappeared. Warmth seeped in. I nodded barely. I still couldn't speak. Can I see your neck? I nodded again. His fingers moved to the back of my neck. He touched the edge of the suppressant patch where it had curled up from Min Tae-woo's nails. Then he peeled it off, slowly. The silver marking was revealed intricate and beautiful, like a snowflake. Kang Jihyeok's mark. Proof of his pheromones carved into me. Proof that we were bonded. Behind us, Min Tae-woo sucked in a breath. What is that? His voice trembled. Kang Jihyeok turned slowly and looked at him. It's a mark. His words were ice. My mark. The bathroom went silent. Only the dripping water remained. Han Seojin is my Omega. My spouse? The person I chose. All color drained from Min Tae-woo's face. White as paper. His lips shook. I didn't know. I truly didn't. If I had known, I never would have... Shut up. At one word, Min Tae-woo snapped his mouth closed. You hit an Omega. My Omega? My spouse? Kang Jihyeok stepped closer. It doesn't matter whether you knew or not. You committed assault. In a public place. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I don't need your apology. Kang Jihyeok pulled out his phone. The screen lit. He tapped a few times. This is the CCTV footage. The corridor camera. The moment you slapped Seojin. The moment you dragged him into this bathroom. It's all recorded. Min Tae-woo's eyes widened. And this? Kang Jihyeok swiped to another screen. The suppressant case found in Seojin's waiting room. It was in your team's waiting room trash bin. Fingerprint analysis matched one of your members. I didn't know that. That was a member, not me. You're the team leader, aren't you? The responsibility is yours. Kang Jihyeok slid the phone back into his pocket. I filed the police report. Assault, theft, defamation. And he paused. I requested your permanent removal from the industry. Under KH Entertainment's name. Min Tae-woo's face collapsed. CEO, please? Please, just this once. I truly didn't know. If I had known, If you'd known, you wouldn't have hit him. And because you didn't know, you did. That's the problem. Kang Ji-hyuk's gaze turned glacial. You saw Omegas as things, as something you could treat however you wanted. That's who you are. And I don't tolerate people like that. CEO, leave. You should prepare for the awards show, right? It'll be your last. Min Tae-woo couldn't hold himself together anymore. He stumbled to his feet and staggered out. The door shut behind him. Only the two of us remained. Kang Ji-hyuk turned to me. His expression softened, full of worry. I'm sorry. I'm late. He wrapped his arms around me carefully, like he was holding fragile glass. No, thank you for coming. I buried my face in his chest, his pheromones wrapped around me safe, warm. Today, I'm going to make it public. Our relationship. He said it softly. When they present Rookie of the Year, I'll say it. Who my spouse is, in front of the whole country. I lifted my face from his chest and looked at him. Really? Yeah, I can't take it anymore, watching you suffer alone. But you'll get attacked. I don't care. He cupped my face in both hands. Seojin, listen to me. Please. His eyes reddened. Tears gathered. I nodded slowly. Okay, let's reveal it. Kang Ji-hyuk smiled for the first time today.
This story doesn't end here. Next episode's story will soon be released in a space where you can listen to them as well. Please look forward to what's coming next. Don't forget to subscribe. New stories will be uploaded soon. I will be back with even more compelling and unforgettable stories.